Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Last time we did the optional area Archdragon Peak, and today we will start to tackle the DLCs, because there's not really anything to do other than beating the final boss. So let's enter this room where we find Gale.
Merciful goddess, mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
What a strange person, isn't he?
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman. Then you must be an action one. You must be. Oh, you don't know how long I've searched.
You okay, dude? Well, apparently not.
Oh, don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. My lady lives in the cold land of Ariandel. I need you to show her flame. A proper flame that will burn the rot away. If you truly are ash, then it must be fire that you seek.
Okay. Let's help this very strange, nice old dude.
They of ash never fail. Just a moment, then. The painting of Ariandel. Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go on. Take it. Touch it.
I wonder how he can carry that piece of the painting without getting sucked into it. Because apparently he can control it, right? Like he can control whether he wants to get in.
The ashes were too.
Now he sounds like a villain. But we'll see what's that all about. And here we are, first DLC, Ashes of Ariandel. And behind us is a dude. And we can already see the rot. You good?
Have you just arrived?
Yes.
How very unusual. Just how long has it been? Rejoice, my new friend. For this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
No thank you, that looks disgusting.
Yes, of course. You're no exception. We've all seen terrible things. But you're safe now. Let it ease your burden. Ariandel will make a fine home for you. So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
No, thank you. Okay, so why is every painted world covered in snow? Can't you paint it a bit warmer? That's not inviting at all. Only the mighty may proceed. Yeah, that's a message for, hey, you don't want to go here when you're still weak. Because you can get here very, very early on. As you know, once you enter the cathedral, you find Gale there, and you can directly go into the DLC. But it might not be a good idea at that point. So I wonder why they... I guess it's nice to have a choice, right? It's fairly early on, so if you want, you can enter early and then run through, or whatever, grab some items that you might want, if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you will quickly realize that this is not an area where you should be, and thus you can just return. But yeah, why is every painted world covered in snow? And how does the painting world work? Yeah, how does it work? Now, how does the painting work? Because Gale isn't getting sucked into the painting, but I just assume that he can enter the painting whenever he wants to. But he probably doesn't want to enter the painting because, well, first of all, how do you get out of the painting? Probably with a bonfire, right? That's how you get out. In this game, in Dark Souls 1, you had to jump down into the abyss or something behind the boss platform. But in this game, or in this painting, you can just teleport out of there. But then, of course, you have to find the piece of the painting again, right? Because I'm pretty sure that you can't take the piece of the painting inside the painting. Like, that would be very strange. You can't just put a bag of holding into itself, right? Or pocket dimension, put it into itself. That's not good. But yeah, now we are in the snowfield, and we can't see shit. But what we can slightly see are a few creepy-looking trees over here with flames on them. Oh, but this one doesn't do anything. But it looks like an enemy, right? Like we have a human face there, even slightly like small flames burning on them. Another one of these trees, very strange indeed. Here we have our first enemy types. Directly with a new weapon. Pretty cool new weapon. And another new weapon. This feels like a very nice teaser, to be honest. Like, they're not that difficult, but they're presenting us with, in total, 3 new weapons that we can acquire in this DLC already. There's this one torch. Then the, I think, follower saber or something it's called, with a very cool weapon art. And we also have the javelin that you can throw, which is pretty cool. But so far nothing special other than that we can't really see where we are going here. But it's a very straightforward path. Of course we have here more rot with a new enemy, another new enemy type. A very big humanoid fly, very disgusting. So I guess they want to... Like, my understanding of this, of the story of this DLC slightly is that there needs to be, like, they want to paint a new painting because this one is rotting away. Like, we can see there's, like, the flies are taking over, the rot is taking over. And I guess there's only one tiny piece of the painting left. So when it rots away, when the painting dissolves, then the world is almost lost. Like, you can't get in, you can't get out anymore. And I guess the painting ends. Like, it's gone. This whole dimension is gone then. So they want to paint a new one. But apparently you have to burn the rot away first. But what is a painting for? It's basically like a prison realm, right? Where you put people that you don't want to have in the normal world. Basically like a exile. That's what they did in Dark Souls 1, where they hid the half-breed Priscilla in. And here they're hiding something else in, I guess. Now we have a jump scare, slightly, well, kind of, it feels like a jump scare, because there's this item. When you approach it, whoop, the snow breaks, and you're stuck down here. You can't get up again, it's not that deep, but now you have to find a way out. From up there we could have, we've seen an item that should be on this this hill over there, or this mountain part. So let's continue to the right over here. In this area we also have a new enemy type, which are not really new, but we have wolves instead of dogs this time. Yeah, they can attract each other with the howl. And they're slightly different from dogs, because they like to surround you. They feel like they apply more pressure without applying more pressure, which is a very welcome sight. Compare this to normal dogs, these are much more pleasant to fight. Because that's something that I was talking about, I think. Maybe I was talking about this, but they have a mechanic in place where they're attacking staggered from each other. Not all of the same time, but staggered, so that you're not getting overwhelmed. But I guess this is supposed to overwhelm the player. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming if you have multiple wolves hunting you. But at least they're not fighting like dogs, where they're just rushing you down and constantly trying to attack you. I really like it more when they give you some breathing room, even though their version of giving you breathing room is surrounding you and jumping around and stuff, right? It's applying pressure to the player without attacking the player outright, which is a pretty cool system, I should say here. I know these are enemies. All of a sudden these trees are moving. The hair is flowing, the branches are moving, and yeah, now they're enemies. And I guess they don't like fire. I mean, kinda makes sense. They're trees, right? They have some interesting attacks. They have a grab attack where they, well, grab you and breathe ice into your face. They can just regularly breathe ice, which applies frostbite. And they can also, at least the ones with the flames on the tips of the branches, can summon very small, or can send these flames out to attack the player. What I don't like about these is the hair physics again, similar to the centipede lady hair physics that we've seen in Irithyll, in the Irithyll dungeon. The hair just clips through everything and it looks very messy and ugly, which is unfortunate. Because it's a fairly cool horror element, right? Hair is scary, especially if it's covering one's features, right? That's what's scary. Like, if you remember, like, what's the movie called? The Grudge or something? Where the hair covers the girl's or woman's face. That's quite... like, it's more scary to see, or to hide something than to show something, right? Because if hair is covering something, or if something is covered, your imagination starts to play. And if it's a horror element, right, then you might think, oh, that body part or whatever, it's under the cloth, right? It looks scary like this and this, right? Without being shown, you make that thing up in your mind, right? Really, that's the cool thing. or hiding something makes it more scarier than actually showing something. Right here we have two paths that we can go. This is the optional path and this is the progression path over here. What I'm going to do is go over to the progression path, and here we have the trees with the flames. Like this one releases the flames. Do we have some ice breathing? No. That's fine. It's a bit loud, so I'm a bit silent right now. I guess the it's too loud. So I guess the ice version is, or the non-flame version is doing the ice attacks more often, but I'm pretty sure everyone can do the ice breathing. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I just want to grab some few items. So this one shouldn't be alive, but this one obviously is. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, I guess it's pretty easy to determine whether or not they're alive. Which is unfortunate. So disgusting. We got frozen weapon here, this one is alive as well. This one is not. Black fire bomb, yes, fire is effective, I know. And well, this is where you come out of when you do the optional path. Now let's just do this, right? Why not? Because there we will find a future boss and a pretty dangerous enemy type, which is going to be interesting. But so far, a very simple area to navigate, I think. It's quite open, which makes it a bit more difficult to navigate, but overall it's still a fairly linear experience. I like that it's more open. Or actually, I personally prefer if it's a bit more narrow, because then it's easier to comb through. But I still like the idea. What I personally absolutely don't like is snow. I think that looks ugly as fuck. Like having nice white pieces, like the snow nice and white, and then like brown and black grayish colors shining through these green colors. That looks ugly in my opinion. I don't like this. This is why I don't like snow overall. Whether in real life or in the game. Or in games, I mean. Yeah, here we have the boss. That is going to stalk us a few times. Actually, only 2 times. Okay. Goodbye. Yeah, it's quite difficult to find all items here. I'm pretty sure we can jump over here somewhere on these rock formations. They're pretty jumpable. Or we can walk up here. There we have the new enemy type with great bows. That's a dangerous thing. They have great bows. They can try and snipe you. Come on, you can get on some of these, right? It doesn't matter. We're getting here anyways at some point. Let's see, is there some item on this cliff side here? There might be something. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Let's see and visit the tower that is over here. So I'm wondering who is imprisoned here and for what reason. Let's see if we can uncover that, but before I need to remember I want to read this item here. Frozen weapon. One of the spells left behind by the young sorcerer Sullivan before leaving the painted world. Imbues right-hand weapon with frost. Sullivan was born and raised inside the painting, yet had little use for his frigid homeland, since he has not yet experienced loss. Interesting. More Sullivan lore, I guess. Here we have our first Melwood Knight. 1v1 fight, very nice, so we can find out how strong they are, and they are fairly strong, I must say. Like, they block a bunch of attacks. Of course, they have a punishing mechanic when you try to surround them or walk around them. Then we also have this tower over there, which... oh, right. I get rid of the binoculars, let's put them in here. Oh, there's one standing there. I wonder what he's doing. And we have also a bunch of ruins here, which is quite interesting. Of course, everything has to be in ruins. There can't be anything still standing. I mean, which is... that's not true, but... he has seen me. Oh, there are two, actually. Right, one is standing down there. And this is the dangerous part. They're not only shooting great arrows. These great arrows have an explosion to them. So even if they miss, they can still hit you. I don't know, I feel like they're already overusing this tree enemy. Or maybe it's just me, but that's just... they're not really difficult. Not even without cheats, they're fairly easy to fight, but they're quite annoying to fight. This is quite the difficult encounter though. Because we have like 3 wolves and 2 Melwood Knights, or Melwood... are they even knights? Let's see, do they drop anything? No. I think we can find the armor in the tower. It's not a natural drop, which is nice. I really like when you don't have to farm for new stuff, you just find it somewhere. In general, I find this more pleasant in games where, like, on one hand, yes, it's fun to sometimes grind for something. But I think grinding should not be for weapons and stuff. So many explosions. What is interesting though is that they're only dropping like Titanite shards right now. I'm not really sure if they can drop every upgrade material, just these are more common. I think that would be a fair approach though. Because this already feels like a mid to end game area. I would say more end game than mid game. Up to this point, it feels very hectic, everything. Especially if you have to constantly move because of the bombardment. It might be a better idea to straight go to the tower to get rid of the archers before you explore this area further. But it's not really my approach. Like, it would be more strategic. But I don't know. Not a fan of that. There we can see the main building of this place. I think around this corner there's even an item. Yeah, there's this rod, and we have a blessed gem over here. And this Melwood Knight, sure. Are they called Millwood Knights or something else with Millwood? Because they don't really feel like knights, they feel more like, I don't know, survivors? People who live here. Hunters, maybe? I mean, what do you even hunt with, like, great arrows like these? Not like there are any dragons here. And do you really need that aftershock effect for, like, deer hunting? Maybe for big game hunting. But so far there's only one big wolf. And the other wolves are fairly small compared to these dudes here. Yeah, more Titanite stuff. Let's see. Well, we took this one, so we can go down here. Get the crystal lizard, maybe. Yeah. More twinkling Titanite, that's nice. Ethereal oak shield. Let's have a look. Ethereal oak shield. Char bronze shield? What does that mean? What is char bronze? Used by, okay, they are knights. Used by Millwood Knights that slowly regenerates HP. Let's quickly have a look at this. Pretty good. Has 100% physical, decent lightning defense, magic and dark as well. Fire not so much, but that's to be expected. But the good thing is that it's regenerating HP. That's the valuable stuff here. This shield appears to be blessed with a great faded image of the ethereal oak, and it allows you to use weapon skills. Pretty nice and pretty cool design. I really like that shield. Let's keep going up and let's see what this tower has to offer, or what else this tower has to offer. Always strange where they have their dead just lying around here, but I guess that's what happens when you turn hollow. You no longer care about the place. We can potentially jump over there, or more likely drop from above. Of course, there has to be an outside, and apparently this was built with the outside in mind. Still kind of strange why you want to have something like this on the outside and not on the inside. Much more safe from the inside, even though this is not a... I mean, it's a defensive tower. You have, like, all these things, right? It's not just a... So you're actively defending from somewhere. Interesting. Who would attack this place? We get the Captain's Ashes here. Let's read that really quickly. This is, I guess, how you get the Millwood set. Umber Ash of the Captain of the Millwood Knights. With this, the Shrine Handman will prepare new items. Long ago, when the Millwood Knights lost the forest they called home, they began a journey so long that even thoughts of their sworn enemy washed away, replaced by a vision of a cold and brittle wood. Oh. Oh, almost dropped down there. And over here we have... Nice, the Millwood Battle Axe. Pretty unique weapon. Maybe not so much, now that I think of it, but Battle Axe wielded by the Millwood Knights. Its blade is blessed with the symbol of the Eternal Oak. A hefty axe normally wielded by the mightiest of warriors. And it has a unique Warcry effect, because it says right here, not like... if you have a look at Warcry, the skill from this axe, for example, let out a spirited Warcry that temporarily boosts attack. This one, the unique Warcry of the Millwood Knights, entrailed a leap straight toward the enemy and a fearsome roar. So this one actually is an attack as well. And it has very high stagger potential, especially for PvP. I guess the roar itself deals no damage, but you get often a guaranteed attack if you stagger an enemy with it. Might be wrong though. It's been a while since I've used this the last time. over here we should have the second encounter with the big wolf. Yeah, there's some wolves up there, and sometimes what happens is, instead of sitting on the rock over there, it kind of looks strange already, that they sometimes just hang out in the air. For some reason they're not always getting loaded in correctly. But yeah, there we have the big wolf. They should come down as well, at some point maybe? Yeah, now they're coming, okay. Yeah, these wolves have a much fairer moveset, I feel like. Over here, of course, you're getting curious, and then... This drop is quite high, though. Luckily, you're taking... I think you're not taking any damage over here. Might be wrong, though. Shouldn't be lethal, though. Then we can just drop down, maybe grab some items over here. Just like the soul, and we finish the loop, basically. We are now at this spot where we were before. This leads back to the woods, I guess. And this is the only way forward. Is there something over here? Nope. Why does it even exist then, I wonder? I don't know why there's this hole over here. Maybe so that you can actually see this area. Maybe you might just drop down here. Because there's a bonfire inside, and not everyone is turning around, but this hole in the ceiling gives an extra opportunity for the player to acknowledge this bonfire, or to find it in the first place. So, last thing to do is go... Well, actually not. There are two paths here. Go this way, or go this way. Let me quickly think. This is definitely the way to go right now. Then there's... Yeah, I guess I know what we're doing today. This will be a two-part series, and this might be a very cool screenshot over here. Yeah, I have an idea for a good screenshot for this place. Very nice. But let's visit this place and see what it's all about. Here we have more of these Corvian creatures praying to whoever lies inside. The gate has been destroyed long ago, I feel like. Maybe not that long ago, otherwise you would probably just remove this at some point. But here we have an NPC. Let's see if there's any item to the side. Hollow gem. Yeah, let's talk to him.
Well, well. You're Lady Uria's Lord of Hollows. No bell tolls. And yet, you've slipped into the painting. Oh, no matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. Now, go on inside, show respect, and listen carefully.
So it's interesting already. If you've done the questline so far, or if you've even finished the game, then he will acknowledge that you're well, working together with what's her name, Yuria of Londor, by the way, and he acknowledges it because Sister Frida inside is also one of the sisters of the, like, I think she's the sister of Yuria, maybe.
What's keeping you? Go on, right inside. Show respect, and let Lady Frida speak to you.
I find his dialogue always a bit, not his dialogue a bit strange, but the way it's been recorded, it feels like completely different to other characters. Like his voice recording feels a bit off. It actually sounds like he's talking out of that helmet, which is, I don't know, like, Anri is also wearing a helmet, and Sigurd, and it doesn't feel that... like, it feels like the voice actor is in a, or did his voice lines in a very tight place, if you know what I mean. Like the recording booth was very, very small. That's what I'm getting from that sound recording. Could also be part of the mixing, I don't know, but his voice definitely feels differently treated than the voices of all of the other voice actors that were voice acting for this game, I feel like. Might be wrong though. Might just be his tone or whatever. Let's open up this place. I mean, this door shouldn't really be that heavy. Like, if it's a good door, then you can open this with not that much effort. Of course, we have another bonfire here. And we can hear in the background someone being hit with something. Sometimes. And we will definitely see what's happening over there. Wherever that is, right? We don't know yet in the next episode. But let's talk to Frida here.
Welcome to the painted world of Ariandel. I am Frida. I have long stood beside our blessed Father and the rest of the forlorn. But forlorn thou seemeth not, Lord of Hollows. I know not the missteps which led thee to this painted world, but thy duty is all, and thy duty lieth elsewhere. Return from whence thou camest. I presume it visible to thee? The bonfire here in this room. A meek and faded thing, but 'twill guide thee nonetheless.
And she's talking about something very interesting, because apparently not everyone can see bonfires. That wasn't clear before, but I guess only a few people can see bonfires actually manifesting for them. Similar to the guidance of grace in Elden Ring, I presume.
Ah yes, there is a thing thou shouldst by rights possess. A remembrance of this cold world for the great Lord of Londor. May it help thee bear thy duty.
How nice. Chill by drain.
Now, return from whence thou camest. Thou'st a place in that world, and that alone is cause to rejoice.
But I wonder what she's doing here. That's... I hope that becomes clearer once we read all the item descriptions when we are through this area, but up to this point I don't know if I ever knew what the deal was with this DLC as a whole. Like the whole story of this particular DLC, of the story that has been told with Frida, Ariandel, who is in a hidden room, and then whatever his name is, I don't know, I forgot his name. We also have a bunch of paintings here, and I doubt that she drew all of these paintings. But yeah, we have a ladder over here to gain access to the attic. Attic, whatever. And this looks so nice. Like the framing over here is pretty cool. Like with the window and the purposefully placed light shining through. Yeah, nice. Now I want to paint as well. But this is the painting. Someone is painting this, but they are not here. So I wonder where they are. We will find out later though. Or not later, in the next episode, I should say. But I don't want to go quite yet. Let's see. Oh, can't even open, not even a prompt telling me that it can't be opened from this side. Is there more to this place? I don't think so. Not now, at least. Nope. Okay.
Lady Frida has spoken, has she not? Then tarry no longer and be gone. Carry on, for Lady Uria and for Londor. There is one thing inside the cold painting.
Oops.
Curiosity could be your cross. Stray from the withering flame, and the snow will swallow you whole. There is one thing inside. Stray from...
Yeah, I don't know, his voice sounds weird. Like, weirdly processed. Okay, I don't want to continue with the main path, which is down this ladder over there. Like, this is the next main path to continue the story, going there, going down there, and then ending up in this town over there. That is all of that we are doing next episode. What we will do this episode, though, is once again hit this bridge. What the fuck was that? Because of course you can destroy this bridge as well, right? Ay. And at some point we can descend over here. Similar to... well, not even similar. Same as the... what is it called? Catacombs of Carthus, right. Bridge. Now this becomes a bit more dangerous because we are once again greeted by some Millwood Knights with great bows. And also we have some of these followers. I think they're called followers. Remind me if I'm wrong. But we also have a few items to grab here. Luckily though, if you have PTSD from the Great Hollow from Dark Souls 1, because that one was so slippery, you're almost destined to die at some point in the tree. These branches, even though they're covered with snow and ice, are much more forgiving to navigate. And just for my sanity, let's reduce the volume of these arrows. Because I still want to talk, but it's like it's extremely loud, at least for me. And in the recording it almost looks as loud as I am, and I don't know. I don't want to fight with these arrows. So let's see if we can find all of these secrets this place has to offer. Because it's quite the labyrinth. I'm trying to do this in one take. But I might need multiple, because this one I think is the one that leads back up again. This root part, which connects to... no, does it connect to that part? So let's see. I'm not sure. Let's drop down here first. Almost. Yeah, it connects to this part, but not fully. Then this one leads to an item. I don't want to jump down there quite yet. So I want to go up here first. There's also an item over there. And this one leads up, right, to this Millwood Knight. And of course he survived. Of course, that's always the case. If you think you've done something great, no, you didn't. You made it worse. You always make it worse in these games. And we're back up again. Oh, there's not an item over here. I thought there was an item here. Do we get an extra opportunity to get other items? Nope. That's not the case. Okay. Oh. That wasn't even necessary. Or was it? Oh no, never mind. Okay, I got confused for a second here. We are already on the upper platform. Right. Yeah, let's get rid of this Millwood Knight down here. We just backstabbed large Titanite shard, very nice. Let's get rid of this follow with the... I guess they fell down already. Grab this amber. There definitely was now another item that we can obtain somewhere. And I guess this is also a way how to get there, okay. We can drop down here. This might be a dangerous one. No, it's not. Right, this is the follower saber, a very good weapon. Very cool ash, or not ash of war, weapon art. That's funny. During during the Elden Ring playthrough, I always wanted to say weapon art. Because, well, when you come from Dark Souls 3, then it's called weapon art, right? And now I got used to saying Ash of War, even though it's weapon art in this game. That's so ridiculous. Okay, I think I can... Nope. I can turn up the volume again. And now we're down here. And there are a few things to do, and this one dropped something, that doesn't matter. Here we have a lake, and lake always means crabs. Oh! Okay, right, they survived because there's... I turned off fall damage, right. But usually there would have been a corpse down here, like now. But yeah, Krabos, I don't need to beat the Krabos. He didn't see me, no, I just triggered his animation. I don't actually care about the scraps, because going down here into this boss arena is already a point of no return, so let's go down here. And it's kind of reminiscent of, or this circular thing is reminiscent of the arena of, what's her name, Priscilla from Dark Souls 1, which is pretty nice. And it's time for a boss fight against a player character. And a few wolves again. Let's see what their name is. Champion's Grave Tender. And their armor set is so strange. Like, not wearing any pants, then this chain vest, and a... what's it called? Dark Grave hood. With a new weapon, of course. I like this animation. And of course we have this great wolf again, that we've met already. Pretty cool attacks though. even though the Grave Tender itself, like the NPC, the player NPC, whatever, is a joke. Which sword is this, by the way? We don't know that sword. And it looks like... Is it one of these? Might be an Astora Greatsword. Kinda looks similar, doesn't it? Maybe a bit different. Yeah, nah, it's not exactly the same, it's a different one. Especially the crossguard looks different. This one is more diamond shaped. But yeah, the wolf fight is pretty cool. The NPC one, I mean, while I enjoy it, I don't like I like NPC fights, but I don't like two enemy fights that much. Luckily the NPC is not that hard. The wolf is fun though, but sometimes the hitboxes are ridiculous. But here we get the champion's bones. The charred but warm bones of a champion burn at the Filing Shrine bonfire to participate in undead matches, which is the arena that got patched in. Long ago, an undead declared a fight to celebrate their undeath and to preserve what remained of their soul. So it was that the undead matches were born. The merit of an undead is measured in deaths. Could there be a greater gift for such a creature than a fight that has no end? Maybe. And we also get the ring that I forgot to read. The Frost Chill Bite ring. One of the bite rings native to Karim increases frost resistance. This ring would never grace Frida's hand. For the painting, and its frost became her home. Okay, so she doesn't like this ring, or she never wore this ring, I guess. We also got Velar Heart, which is a sword shield combo, pretty cool. It's a paired weapon, similar to Godhand's twin swords and the twin daggers over here, just with a shield this time. Weapon once wielded by the champion of the undead match, a special paired set consisting of a broadsword and a lion shield. The champion fought on without rest until he lost his mind. In the end, only his page, is it called page, and a lone wolf stayed at his side. Is it called page in English? Because in German we would say page. The skill is line stance, while in stance use normal attacks to thrust forward with shield up, and strong attack to execute a shield bash with a lion's roar. Yeah, pretty cool. I really like this weapon. Let's go one up again to loop back around, I think. And to find a special tree, I think. A special tree enemy. The strongest one, though. Let's get rid of these crabs before that. Okay. Now, this tree is moving. Oh. By the way, there's nothing here, right? There is nothing here. We look at this place. Nothing. Nothing to see. get rid of these. Alluring skulls, interesting. The other ones didn't drop these. Or is it just a random drop? It might just be a random drop, okay. Probably everyone can drop them. But this one is special. This one is far stronger than the others. And it also sounds different. We get snap freeze here, and when this one died, there was a special sound. But let's first read snap freeze. One of the spells left behind by the young sorcerer Sullivan before leaving the painted world creates a cloud of near freezing mist. Sullivan was born and raised inside the painting, yet had little use for his frigid homeland, since he had not yet experienced loss. So apparently this frigid homeland is only for the mourning, like for the people who experienced loss, as a refuge. Kinda sounds weird, but we've heard that weird sound when this one died, and all of a sudden there's this big ass ladder over here. And it's a long ladder. This is now probably the longest ladder in the game. Before that, it was probably the ladder in Irithel, leading into the water reserve, I think it's called. And now this one is the longest. I don't think that the second DLC has a similar long ladder. This one feels longer. Or maybe the water reserve one is longer, but it's fairly close. It's ridiculously long. I mean, it would be longer if they would just couldn't combine these two with each other, but oh well. But I guess that's the way of getting back up again. Should be, though. That should be the case. Maybe is this the longest ladder, because this is also quite... Nah, this is not the longest. Another Titanite slab over here, very nice reward. And then... What the fuck? I never knew you could just land on them and yeet them away like that. That's funny. The bridge is up again, of course, because I rested at a bonfire. And we're at this place. Which is... Nah, let's keep going a bit. Let's keep going just a tiny bit. Before the fun slide part. Just over here. Yeah, this is where we end the episode. Right. We can already see what's to come. Next time we have to fight through this village over there. Or... if you can even call this a village, there are just a few houses. Oddly enough, all of them have these towers, which is kind of strange. Then we have a bigger building over there with an even bigger tower. And then we're looping back around to this place over there. Just into the bowels of this church, or chapel, or whatever. Right, this should be everything then, yeah, right. So let's talk a bit about what we've experienced so far, because it's quite a lot, I think. Let's start off with the level design, with the physical level where we can walk through. Because this place is very round, I would call it very round. There's quite a few loop-arounds. Right, 3 in total, I think, which is a lot for an area like this. maybe smaller loop arounds inside the individual parts and pieces, but there was this loop around where, oh, there are actually more than three, if I think of it. In this episode alone we have like, let's count together. Right at the beginning when we fall down the first landslide, right, when we want to grab that item and then the ground collapses and we're landing in this wolf pit, so to speak. We're in the woods with the wolves. Not really a pit though, this very small cliff. We can loop back around when we go to the right, where the followers are, where the tree ambush lies, and where we get the javelin, I think. This is the first loop around. Then we have two ways to go. We can go the optional route to the Millwood Knights, or we can directly go to where is it? To the bridge over here, right? But if you decide to go through the Millwood area, ultimately you're looping back around and land in the same spot you would land in when you just went the other way, skipping the Millwood part. That's the second loop. Then this becomes this whole area over here. It becomes one loop at some point, next episode though. So let's not count this. And the third loop we just went through is like dropping down or sliding down, climbing down the collapsed bridge, doing all the stuff down there, and I see I missed an item over there. You can see it from here taunting me. Isn't this right where the bridge ends? It doesn't matter. I just missed it. It's nothing special. I wouldn't know, probably. But yeah, you loop back around by going down to the lake down there and climbing up back again. Don't really know why this part exists, probably just so that you can physically move up again. But it's probably not needed. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is needed. Because technically what you could do, you could, if this loop around wouldn't exist, like if these two ladders that lead back up here would not exist, then you could just trap the host down there indefinitely. Oh no, you couldn't. Or could you? I don't know this game, like you... That's a strange thing to think about, like, when the host, or when a person, you're in a multiplayer session with people, doesn't matter if an invader or if normal, or if co-op partners, right? And one goes down the bridge and then jumps down these routes and is down there. You can't get back up these routes, right? At the end you have to jump down at this route that we can barely see down here. This ladder gives the players the opportunity to go back up again, at least to this part, and continue over here. And it also gives the players the opportunity to get down there from up here. Or does it? No, it does not. You can't go down there from here, right? I can't get back down again because no. It's a bit flawed, my explanation why this stuff exists, but no, you can't. You're completely safe. That's weird. Because let's say there's an invader up here. Right? The invader is on my side. And the host goes over there to the others. No. Never mind. Never mind, just... I guess it's just a nice thing, but there are gaps in my explanation. There are definitely logic gaps there. It doesn't matter though. Third loop around and we will discover certainly a few more loop arounds in that area over there as well, even though they might be tiny. But at least there is another big one, so at least 4 loop arounds, which is pretty nice. And it gives you the opportunity to skip certain things. which is also nice. But yeah, up to this point, enemy-wise, the level is also... There are quite a few enemies up to this point. Like, we have the followers with different weaponry, we have the trees, we have wolves, we have the Millwood Knights with different weapons, we have these fly things. And is there another enemy that I forgot? Well, we have crabs down there. And already a boss. What else do you want? And the item diversity is also pretty nice. We get a bunch of new toys, like, let's see. We've got Valahard, which is pretty cool. A very unique weapon, the most unique weapon up to this point so far. Let's see. We got the Millwood Axe, which has a unique battle cry. That's also pretty cool. Then we got the shield that regenerates HP. We got the javelin over here. The torch we haven't gotten so far. Have we gotten the bow? Nope. Not the bow. Oh yeah, maybe I'm missing something, but that's what we've got so far. Pretty nice though. Oh, follow saber, right. I forgot about this. We got the saber with a cool... I haven't showcased that, and I haven't read the item description of these weapons. I was stupid. We've read the Millwood Axe and Shield. The Javelin. Light spear wielded by the Farron followers. Farron followers, interesting. Balanced to allow for throwing. The followers attack in groups, surrounding foes, shielding themselves, and thrusting their spears at their foes. On a final command, they hurl their spear at their fallen foe to give the retired warrior an honorable send-off. And yes, you can hurl the spear as an ability. Pretty cool. Obviously, you can throw infinite versions of these. You have like an invisible storage for them, I guess. Then the saber. Oh no, and then the saber, that's the last thing I think, right? Great curved sword wielded by Farron followers. It is great weight, enables heavy-handed chain attacks. The followers brandish their swords to hunt warriors taken by the abyss. Their technique is honed to face men, implying those yet to lose their human aspect are their likeliest prey. So these followers are basically killing the people that succumb to the abyss, that are being corrupted by the abyss. I guess that's important too, right? Oh, there's a mistake in the prying wedge skill. Ooh, it's not really a mistake, but they ran out of space, I guess, in this item description. A chain attack that wedges below foes and swings upward. Then comes the comber, and without a space comes breaking their guard. Then a stop or a dot, and then without any space again, a strong attack can be used to follow up with up the onslaught with a fatal blow. Pretty cool weapon though. Pretty cool weapon art or skill. And this is the heavy. You cover a lot of ground with this, so it's pretty useful, to be honest. Like the rest of the moveset. Pretty cool. It just looks amazing. And it's also might be the longest one. I don't know. Is the curved sword longer? I don't have it, but oh, wrong weapon. Let's use this for a bit again. But yeah, level design wise, pretty solid. And world design wise, I mean, it's mostly nature, so could be possible, I guess. We have a few fun drops. That's also nice, I should say. Like these spades with an item and then the floor collapses. Happens twice. once with and once without bait, but it happens twice. Pretty nice though. So far, pretty solid area, and we will see in the next episode how it ends and what the lore has in store for us. So far it's very vague. What is Gale doing here? Who is his master? Or his lady, I guess. Who is he serving? Why is Frida here? And who's that guy with the very deep and raspy voice? Protecting Frida or working for her? Who knows? Where's Ariandel? Who is Ariandel? How is Ariandel? Who knows? We will all see that in the next episode, so maybe you want to subscribe for that. I hope you liked this episode, I had fun, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.